Hello everyone. Today I'll be filming 3 back-to-back reviews that'll come out over the next few days, starting today with The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power 2-episode premiere. This will be a full spoiler review. I've been really hyped for this show for a long time, so I'm super excited to talk about it. So The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power 2-episode premiere. This is my full spoiler review. I've said that a couple times now, but I'm just putting that in. So I'm just going to jump right into it. First off, no big criticisms. 2 things I'm mixed on. First off, just the fact that the pacing in the first episode is a little slow. It would be long chunks of exposition, and then we'd get some talking and then more exposition. And there's only one action scene really in the first episode. Same in the second episode. The second episode was definitely a bit better. There's still only 1 or 2 action scenes though. So the show's definitely having a slower start, and that's totally fine. It's just I'm excited for it to pick up more momentum. And just the other thing is there's a lot of storylines going on right now. We have the one with Galadriel in the sea. We have Elrond and the dwarves. We have the Southlands. We have the Harfoots and the strangers. So it's a lot of things going around right now. And at certain points it's kind of a bit of a struggle to balance it in the show. For the most part, it's okay. It hasn't been too bad. It's just something I noticed. It's we'll kind of have these characters be important at the start of an episode, and then we'll miss them for 45 minutes, and they'll come back in at the end. So definitely something they can work on balancing a bit more, but it will be exciting when it all kind of ties together later on. So yeah, those are the negatives. On to the positives. First off, the production design and costumes and sets and music and just the general feel of the show is absolutely perfect. It feels like a return to Middle-earth. It's got amazing visuals, stunning cinematography, giant, vast landscapes, music that perfectly represents the majesty of the elves, the kind of chanting of the dwarves, the peaceful kind of village theme of the hobbits or the Harfoots. I thought it was all perfect. It is one of the best looking TV shows or movies I've ever seen, and it is just stunning, and it feels like going back to Middle-earth to the point where there would be certain moments where it would switch to one scene or location or a map, and my brain would immediately think oh, they're about to play the theme from the Lord of the Rings movies, and of course they didn't. But the fact that they made that happen, so my mind immediately expected that music with just a simple shot, I think is a very high praise of the show and how well it connects to those movies with all also standing on its own. But as I said, of course, the visuals and the music and all that, it's perfect. The action so far has been pretty solid, not too standout, but it's been nice. It's been cool seeing these different eras of Middle-earth that we haven't seen before. It's been cool seeing the dwarves and Khazad-dûm at its prime, seeing younger Galadriel and Elrond, seeing Valinor. It's all just really cool and something never before seen, and I really like it. And honestly, so far, the 4 plots have been decently interesting. The Harfoots, I think, are cute, and I like their story, and I think everything with the stranger is really intriguing. It's curious it's going to be, is it a character we know? Is it a new character? How's that going to turn out? But it's very interesting. I'm excited to see more of that. The story in the Southlands with the elf and woman relationship, and also the debut of the orcs, I think was really cool. It benefited a lot in the second episode with the action, everything with this maybe a ringwraith blade. I think that kept me entertained. I think Galadriel's pretty cool. I think the actress playing her does a great job of you can kind of see how she connects to Cate Blanchett's version, but also that she's younger, she's still kind of hurting, and she has this quest for vengeance in a way. Where I can definitely see her, it's good to her, and I'm excited to see her development more into the version we know. I like her plotline, her character, and I'm excited to see more of what happens with her and Halbrand on the sea and who discovers them, maybe leading them to Numenor. That'll be cool. But then honestly, what might be my favorite plotline right now is Elrond and Celebrimbor and the dwarves, because I just love, because you can see that this is how the Rings of Power are going to come about, because Celebrimbor was the creator of the rings, and he was an important character in the Shadow of War games. And of course, I love Elrond. I think the actor playing him is very well done. The whole cast is a great job. But honestly, what might be my favorite part of the show so far is the dwarves. I mean, with the accents and the beards and the weapons and the costumes and the chanting and the music, it feels almost identical to the Peter Jackson films. And the tiny bits of things where it's okay, that feels a little off. It's thousands of years before those movies, so it makes sense. So I genuinely think some of the best praise I can give this show is just I love the dwarves. I love the whole plot line. It can be funny at times. It can be dramatic. And sure, it's having some trouble with kind of building into it with the pacing and the separate storylines. But so far, I thought it was a really good premiere, really interesting, and I'm so excited to see more. And it just feels good to be back in Middle-earth, and I'm so excited to see the rest of it as it builds to what could hopefully be one of the greatest fantasy shows of all time. We'll just have to see, though. But so far, I'd give this premiere a 9 out of 10. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.